Welcome to the Joy Club. I'm Emily McCarthy, and this is a space created from the very heart of what inspires me most, joy in all its forms. If there's one thing you can count on here, it's that joy will lead the way. Cheers to you. We're so glad you're here. Welcome to the Joy Club podcast, coming to you today from New York City. I'm Emily McCarthy, and today we have the privilege of recording from the beautiful offices of Frances Valentine, a brand that celebrates color, individuality, confidence, and living life with joy. Our guest today is Elyce Arons. Elyse is a fashion entrepreneur, business leader, and co-founder of not one, but two beloved brands that have left an undeniable mark on the fashion industry. She helped build Kate Spade into a household name and later co-founded Frances Valentine, a brand inspired by friendship, creativity, and the belief that getting dressed should make you feel like the best version of yourself. But what I admire most about Elyse is her resilience. She has experienced extraordinary success, reinvention, and the courage to keep creating through every season. There is absolute joy in all of it. Elyse, thank you for welcoming us into your beautiful space. I'm so honored to have this conversation with you. So, what drink are we celebrating with today?
I love the phony Negroni.
Cheers.
It's wonderful. You can drink it any time of day, too.
Which is even very exciting.
The funny thing is,
this.
I don't love real Negronis. I don't even like them.
Yeah.
I love a phony Negroni.
I actually do prefer that better than a real Negroni.
It's great.
It's like sweeter.
It's sweet, but it's also got that tonic in it that kind of gives it the bite at the end.
Yeah,
so it makes you feel like you're having a drink.
No, it's a good choice, and it's a new drink for me to try.
My summer drink.
I love it. Well, many people know the brands, but they don't know the woman behind them. When you think back to your younger self, what were some of the earliest signs of the entrepreneur you've become? And did you always know you wanted to build something of your own?
I guess I did deep down. Both of my parents were entrepreneurial. Mm-hmm. My father ran our family farm, which really takes a lot of business acumen to do.
Yes.
And it was 24/7. We were working all the time and up early in the morning. And if the cattle got out on the wheat field, you had to race out and, rescue.
Yeah.
My mother, on the other hand, was a farm wife for a very long time. She had been an artist on the East Coast and met my dad on an airplane. And once she got out on the farm and had 4 children, she began to go back to her art and became an illustrator for all the different fashion companies or the businesses in Wichita. She would do all of the illustrations for their stores. And she took a copy of Women's Wear Daily every day, as well as me having 3 older sisters who bought fashion magazines. And so I was around all of those things all the time. And we used to go to, they weren't called vintage shops back then, they were called Salvation Army and Goodwill.
Yeah.
And my sisters and I, probably out of necessity, would go to those stores shopping. But the things I would find, I just fell in love with. They were personal items of someone else's that had beautiful beading or embroidery, and oftentimes it would have someone's name stitched into the back of it. And it would make me think of, who owned this piece before? How did they live their life in this piece? And what parties did they go to? And what events did they celebrate their life in? And so those vintage pieces kind of stuck with me, and forevermore, since I was young, I have been a huge vintage shopper. As far as the entrepreneurial bug, I guess just growing up around it, and my parents always told all 4 of us that you can do anything. And so once I graduated with my journalism degree, thinking I would go into journalism, I made it to New York City and ended up in a job in fashion PR, and then the fashion part took off.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. And it's just so funny what you think you're going to go into and where life takes you.
It's true.
It's so different and unexpected.
Right.
But
you think because you majored in something, that is the thing you have to go into.
Yeah.
And most particularly back then, you really did. But it's not that way necessarily.
no. So what did success look like for you before any of this existed?
I think being happy with where you are in your life and having, really when it comes down to it, it's about your friends and family and the people with whom you surround yourself. So, I think that's what success looks like to me.
I love that. Were there people in your life early on who helped you believe bigger than otherwise you might have? Is it your parents?
My parents, definitely. And then once I moved to New York, it really opened up a world that when you get to New York, every industry is here. And everyone else who is at the top of their field grew up just like you did. It takes you a while to realize that, I think, but the opportunity in this city is enormous. And if you're willing to work hard and do the work and stick to it and not give up, you can accomplish your goals. You can live your dream.
Yeah, I love that. It's just everyone just thinking so big here, and like there's so much opportunity, and it's just like so very exciting.
There is. It's a really great place to live. And it's funny, when I moved here, I never thought I would really stay here and get married and have kids. You often think, oh no,
Look, you're
kids
still
have to
here.
have a yard. But I'm still here.
Still here.
I couldn't imagine moving out, because it was
No.
when I had my first daughter, it was right after 9/11. And my husband was adamant, no, we have to go. And I was like, but I moved here to be here. Like, I grew up in a place that was the opposite of this, and I knew I wanted to live here. So I convinced him to stay.
And you never have the urge to go back to like life.
I get
like
to-
a quiet, I guess, slower paced life that not that growing up on a farm is slow paced by any means, but like the way of life and lifestyle is very different.
I loved it growing up. It taught me great values, and it was a wonderful place to grow up. But when I became a teenager, it was way too quiet. And I had also at that time visited New York for the first time, so my eyes were open to what the
Yes.
possibilities were.
You're like, wow.
And I knew at the age of 14, when I first came to New York to visit, I knew I was going to live here.
Oh, wow. I love that. And it's probably the same story as so many people that move here. Do you ever find, being the hustle bustle of the city, that you need like to escape sometimes? Like, where do you like
Absolutely.
to travel? Like,
Absolutely.
do you find that you need a balance?
We go out to Long Island on weekends, so that's really nice, and I'm lucky enough to be able to do that. And then generally when we take a vacation, it is always some serene, beautiful, quiet place where we can just relax.
Good counterbalance
Right.
to it all. Well, one of the things that has always stood out to me about your story is that it begins with friendship. Kate Spade wasn't just a business partner, she was your dear friend. And what did friendship teach you about building a company and success?
I think if you start with friendship and it's solid, you respect each other, you trust each other, and you are loyal to each other. And that's really the bedrock of a business partnership, too.
So true.
So it started there, and our friendship was always, the base.
Yeah.
of
I mean,
that.
it was so special. And how do you think that relationship shaped the culture and values of what you created together in your businesses?
So there were 4 of us who owned that business together. And I think part of it, we were all from the Midwest, bizarrely, at the beginning. And so there was, at least for Katie and me, that Kansas friendliness that when I took my husband to Kansas, he was like, why is everybody being so nice?
Because it's not New York City
This
also.
is the way it is, right? And I think that's true outside of big cities.
Yeah.
People really are themselves, and they're friendly, and they just want to help other people.
Yeah.
But I think once we got here, and we had all worked in different businesses, and mostly in fashion and advertising, I think what we realized was so many of those businesses had a different type of culture, and we knew that we wanted to have a friendly, polite culture. So we only hired really friendly, polite people. They had to be good at their jobs, of course, and they had to be hard workers, but we had a great time. One thing we used to do at Kate Spade, on Friday afternoons, we had a beer cart.
Oh,
And we had someone rolling it around, kind of like a bar cart with wheels, and it had a jam box on it playing really loud music. And it was really fun, like, it's Friday!
Yes, why not?
And we always hosted, every year, a summer party. and a holiday party. And we did them at iconic places in New York City that really meant something, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
And so we had a great time with all the people.
I remember seeing a karaoke party, maybe that was someone's Christmas party around
Might
here.
have been Frances Valentine. Oh, yes, that was last
it
holiday.
last? I remember thinking that was such a fun idea.
We had such a good time, and we gave out Frances Valentine awards. 10 different employees were fun. They didn't know that they were nominated until that night because we didn't want any competition.
No.
Happening between people, but it was really
that's so fun. We did karaoke. This is last year. We did it, right? And it was so fun. You see a whole different side. There were some surprise performers I did not see coming.
Right.
You just never know.
They're quiet, silent people most of the time, and all of a sudden they can belt out something.
Yes, and we always invite the husbands and spouses and things, and so even some of those really came out of nowhere.
That's fun.
It was really fun. You have built brands that women generally love, not just because of the products, but because of how they make people feel. What did you learn from building Kate Spade that still influences the way you lead today?
I think it is all about what makes your customers happy, and providing something that's functional, but also that people go, oh my gosh, I love this. And I love it when people walk into one of our stores and said, I want everything, because it's like a candy store to them. So I think it's really creating that wonderful thing that someone wants to keep in their closet the rest of their lives, or give to their daughter because it was so special to them. And I think truly it is authenticity in what you do and how you are interacting with the world. I think that's so important now, because there's so much noise out there and so many things to look at and bombarding your space all the time, that having something really real resonates with people.
Yeah. Who is the Frances Valentine girl?
Oh, it's women who want to have fun in their dressing and to celebrate their own personal style. We use a lot of color in our designs, and we also make things that are neutrals, but there's something special about them that makes them unique. And there's details that are really fun and interesting. So I think that's what makes them really so special. We really care about the craftsmanship and everything we do, and the quality of things. So that has to be there. It's our base. But it's waking up in the morning and deciding what you're going to wear and how you're presenting yourself to the world, but also how it makes you feel. And I know I can't get down today because I've got this pink sweater on.
Yeah. And it really determines how your whole day is going to go,
Yeah.
how you feel when you walk out the door.
It makes me happy. And I love wearing a little touch of vintage. I found this at a vintage store in New Orleans a couple weeks ago, and I just saw it. I just love the organza on it. I love how the print just lays out on it. It's very
You're the
different.
queen of vintage shopping.
I love
which
vintage
everyone
shopping.
should follow the journey, because you're just popping up all over, visiting different stores, and it's always amazing to see what you find.
It's
you must have so
mission
much
vintage.
fun.
Yeah,
I love
exactly,
it. I love it.
exactly.
You came to Savannah and did some, and we were like, oh my gosh, we've never even been to that spot.
Yeah,
So it was really fun to see.
I love plotting my course when I know I'm going somewhere, and Maggie, who works in our social media area, and I will go. We're like, okay, we've got 1 hour. Let's go hit that store. And then we, that night, we're like, how late do they open? We have to check on Instagram to find how late they're open.
It's fun
but
to do a
we're
little.
squeezing it in wherever we can. Because
It's great.
So much fun.
And I feel like it inspires a lot of your style too, your collection.
It does.
Silhouettes and maybe details.
It does. Part of our whole mantra here is really inspired by vintage pieces. And to me, they are the opposite of fast fashion and trends. And one of the things Katie Spade used to say all the time, if you're never on trend, you're never off trend.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
so I really,
love
the eras that resonate the most with me are sort of the 50s through the 70s. I love those pieces because they don't feel trendy to me. When I'm looking for something in a vintage shop, those silhouettes are so timeless that they really stand the test of time. And then you look back to the quality that used to go into all the pieces. And
It's
we try
amazing.
to really emulate that today with our embroideries, with beading, with sequins, and all the special details that we add to
I
pieces.
think it really shows. And I think it's so unique to take vintage style and like make it new again. Like, how do you put your touch on it to make it feel like a new piece?
Pockets.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Pockets. are a
Adding pockets.
necessity.
We change the fit often
Yes.
because women's bodies have changed so much in the last 50
And
years.
the way they want it to feel on them,
Yes,
too.
exactly. And using more modern fabrications matters, and closures.
So many
all
different
of those
fabrics
things.
now, too.
Yes, exactly. And when we can use sustainable fabrics, we do. I love to use cotton. Adding a little stretch in it really helps, but just a little,
Yes.
and knowing
Keeps
how
its
much
shape
to
a little
add.
bit more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, what do young entrepreneurs misunderstand about building a lasting brand?
You know, I think that one has to start out and learn as much as they can about the business they're going into. Work for someone you admire, who's doing it really well. Learn every job in the company that you possibly can, because when you start out, it's so much more work than you ever think, and it's so much more expensive than you think it's going to be. So I think that's usually the pitfall for people, is they don't realize it's like building a house. It's going to take more time and cost more money than you think. And it's the same with starting a business. It was a little bit different when we started Kate Spade, although we had 7 years experience in working in the fashion industry before we even launched that company. And knowing how to do every job that you can possibly find out about is priceless, because then you won't make mistakes. If you're working for someone else and learning, getting paid at the same time, then that's your education in starting your own business.
Well, when you start your own business, you're also doing like so many different jobs, just probably by yourself at first, and then
you have to
learning
know
when
accounting
it's-
too.
Yeah.
You don't think you do, but you do. You have to know accounting and about finance.
How do you balance the creative side versus like running the business?
Well, at Kate Spade, I was more on the business side. I mean, we all did everything at the beginning. I was a great bag stuffer and packer too. We'd all sit down and talk about design together. But when we were growing, we had to delegate responsibilities. We all needed to take certain areas so we weren't tripping over each other. And well, you're doing that. I already did that. So we really had to delineate who was going to do what. And because I had worked in business in fashion before, I took on all of the legal stuff, and I did sales, and I did international business. And so we really separated that out. And I learned so much. I felt like I got my MBA while we were building Kate Spade. And my law degree at the same time, because I learned so much about trademark law.
Oh, I'm sure.
And employment law. So I feel like I came to Frances Valentine with a lot of that. And when we started Frances Valentine, we were just interested in making handbags and shoes. We started, again, as an accessory business, because at Kate Spade, and most people don't know this, we only made handbags. We designed all the other products, but someone else manufactured and sold those. And it became a full lifestyle brand relatively quickly.
Through a lot of licensing, too.
Right, through licensing. And at Frances Valentine, we manufacture our own shoes, our own bags. And then after we lost Katie in 2018, I wanted to do something that was a tribute to her. And she was the handbag designer. So I thought, well, let's do something different and special, but that was meaningful to her. So we remade two of her favorite vintage pieces. One was a caftan that she'd worn on every vacation we'd ever taken together. And the other was an embroidered sweater. And we remade those pieces and launched them as the Love Katie collection. And they sold out immediately. We reordered, they sold out again and again and again. People started asking for all the pieces we were using in our campaigns, which were the vintage pieces that we had collected together over all these years. So we started making swing coats and jackets jackets and cigarette pants and all the pieces. And cut to, now we make apparel. We design and manufacture it.
Huge piece of your brand now.
As well as jewelry. So we have become a lifestyle brand. I don't want to say by accident, but it was one of those things that came about because we had collected those things together over all those years. And now we've become a lifestyle brand. And we're manufacturing
maybe a
all
nod
of those
from
pieces.
Katie too.
Yes.
I love it.
I think she's still got a hand in it.
Yeah, I think she does too. Well, what do great brands understand about the emotional connection?
I think going back to authenticity, you have to believe in what you're making. And I live in these pieces. I never wear anything else, and it's because I'm making what I want and what I love. They're colorful, they're fun, the quality's great, and if I need a pair of flat ballet flats, we make flat ballet flats. Or if and so I think you have to really believe in what you're doing and love what you're doing and really love your product.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. Well, your story is also one of reinvention. You've experienced incredible highs and unimaginable heartbreak. Has loss shaped the way you view life today?
You know, it's funny, yes. When I set out to write the book, We Might Just Make It After All, I really wanted to tell how Katie lived and not how she left us. But I knew it was going to be hard. And I put it off for a long time, just because I knew that it would bring up a lot of emotions and memories.
Yeah.
And in writing the book, instead of being sad about, thinking back on everything, I was laughing at every story I was writing down and all my notes I was taking. And it took me on this journey that made me remember all of the good times and of course the hardships we went through, but you really think back in your memory on all the good things that happened to you.
The stories are great.
And even when it was a bad time, how funny we made it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that book and meeting all the women, I've met thousands of women throughout this last year on my book tour. And them coming up to me to share their own stories of either meeting Katie or having her sign a bag for them, and they brought their bag with them, their old Kate Spade bag. It's just really, I treasure meeting all those women. And then a lot of them had their own stories of loss, of a best friend or a family member who lost them the same way I lost Katie. And they told me how much the book meant to them and how it helped them through their grief. Meeting all of those women has helped me with mine, because through me telling my story and hearing theirs, it's made me feel less alone, and it's helped me get through it.
Yeah, good healing.
It has been excellent healing. It's been wonderful.
And the stories are so great. The book is fabulous. Everyone go read it if you haven't already. And then to hear, I had the privilege of hearing you speak at Southern Sea and just hearing you kind of revisit some of those stories and the laughter. It was so delightful. It was really fun.
We had a great time together.
Yeah. Well, what did rebuilding teach you about yourself? And
at the very beginning, I had always had partners. At Kate Spade, there were 4 of us when we started Frances Valentine. And Andy Spade and Katie Spade started this company with me. And when we lost Katie, Andy moved out of state. And so it was just me. I felt like it was just me. But we had the team at Frances Valentine, and they were fantastic. So I wasn't really alone. But I felt like at that moment I had to be strong and lead the company forward and keep going. And it's not only what Katie would have wanted, but it was the right thing to do for our team and for all of the people who love the brand. And out of that tragedy, we've made something remarkable happen. The company has expanded into product categories we never had planned on being in before. And it's been terrific. It's just been such an amazing journey. And I've learned that if you think about something and you continue to think about something, it's like Earl Nightingale's quote, if you think, so shall you become.
Yeah.
And if you set a goal in your mind and you think about it every day, that you can achieve that goal. And that's what has been in the center of my mind the whole time.
Beautiful. And you've done such a beautiful job, you and your team, and the brand is just amazing. And I know that one a lot of people look up to, even emerging designers and entrepreneurs. So you've become such a leader in our industry.
Thank you. Well, it takes a village.
Yes,
we've got a great
sure.
village.
Well, many people think creativity and business live on opposite sides of the room. You've proven otherwise. How do you balance vision with execution?
A great team.
Yeah.
Because they are incredible. And, it took us several years to find exactly the right people. And I want to freeze time right now because we just have such an amazing team of people here at Frances Valentine. We're all on the same page. We meet every week and talk about everything that everyone is doing. Everyone's aligned. We have a great time. And I love that our whole team loves practical jokes. Like, they have to love practical jokes.
Wait, what is a recent one around
So the
here?
recent one was, we've got 9 interns working at the company this summer. And we have a team meeting where everybody in the whole company meets the first Wednesday of every month. And so everybody in the company, except the interns, knew about this. We all wore caftans. We took our shoes off when we entered the room, so it was very kind of somber and serious. And I said, okay, it's time to circle up. And we never do this, but everybody got in a giant circle and held hands. And I'm standing in the middle of the circle.
Oh, no.
And I start out, and I'm like, close your eyes, and I'm going to guide you through this process. And it was, you might just make it after all. Hear the sounds of the colors in the room. Feel them. And like the interns, you can see they're all kind of like looking, and one of them's thinking in her head, oh my God, I can't wait to text my parents. This is like a cult. This is so weird. But we totally got them. Like, they totally fell for it. So we posted it on Instagram after we did it. I wish we had
funny.
5
Wait, I
cameras.
missed this. I need to go back and watch.
It's so good.
Oh, I bet it is.
We totally got them. And our team had a good time because, we're all planning. When you're going to play a joke on somebody, the anticipation of it
is so good for culture.
Is half of the fun.
Just have laughter.
Yeah.
I love this.
It's really great.
What excites you most about the future of fashion and retail?
Oh, that it's always changing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I do miss...
It's hard to keep up with, too.
Yeah, I do miss the old-fashioned way because there was a way of doing things back then. It was pre-e-commerce, but you sold wholesale.
Yeah.
You sold to department and specialty stores, and you got to see them. It felt like you got to see your family, several times a year because the buyers would come in and you had great relationships with them. We still do, but there's a whole other component to the fashion business now, and it's e-commerce. Of course, retail has always been there, but now there are different ways of doing things with social media, with AI, with it's constantly changing and constantly evolving. So it is fun in a way to have new things to learn all the time, and I'm constantly learning every day.
Yes.
But the fact that it's constantly evolving, I think, is exciting.
It's fun. Well, behind every founder is a person navigating life in real time. What keeps you grounded?
My family, my husband, my daughters.
I love it. And when do you feel most like yourself?
I would probably say half in the garden and half at my desk at the office in our design studio. I love to garden. It's the farm girl in me. I love gardening.
Oh, that's where it's coming out.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. What are you protecting most fiercely in this season of life?
Happiness, I think. Because at this point in life, yes, I'm in the fall, early fall, you realize that you have less time ahead of you than you have behind you. And so you want to make sure that every day counts, that every relationship counts. And I heard somebody say the other day about books. At this age, I read 20 pages or 80 pages, and if I'm not enjoying it, I put it down and start a new book. Because I've always had a rule, finish the book. I don't do it anymore. If I'm not enjoying it,
why?
I will put it down and start a new one because you have less time.
Yes.
And you want to spend that time on people who matter and endeavors that matter and however you're going to spend your free time.
With the intention.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. What have you learned about confidence and becoming more comfortable in your own skin?
Oh my gosh. Again, at this age, I saw someone the other day who said, at this age, you don't care. You don't care anymore. And it's not that I don't care, but I'm prioritizing things in my life now.
Yeah.
And there are some things you kind of have to let go. You know, one thing I always thought, I have to nurture friendships forever. But some of them, you don't necessarily need to anymore. If that friendship isn't working for you anymore,
Right.
you can let it go. So different things in my life, I feel a lot freer on letting them go now, and really
There's different
focusing.
seasons for friendships
Right,
too throughout
right.
your life.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's very normal. But I also think that choosing where you're going to spend your time and what you're going to do with it, it's important.
Yeah, it really is. Well, what is bringing you the most joy right now?
Our new collection that's coming out. I know. I get so excited about our collections. We're doing a fantastic collection and a collaboration with the Mary Tyler Moore Vision Initiative.
I remember you talking about
Mary
this.
Tyler Moore has been an icon since I was a young girl. And the reason is because in the 70s, a lot of younger women don't know this, but in the 70s, women couldn't get their own credit card without their husband or their father signing for it. They couldn't open a bank account without their husband or their father. And so Mary was the first person on television. She was a young, confident, single woman who told me that I could do that. And it was the Mary Tyler Moore show that came out in the 70s.
She was precious.
And she was. But Mary herself created that role. She wanted to become that woman. And she let a whole generation of women know that we could do it too. And I think that's where I got a lot of confidence to become the person that eventually I became. And so we wanted to do something about Mary, and out of the blue, and the title of my book is We Might Just Make It After All, which is a riff on the theme song to her TV show. The Mary Tyler Moore Foundation called us out of the blue. Not even knowing about the title of my book or anything, because they said, your clothes remind us of Mary. And I was like, oh my
that's
God.
the biggest
I know,
compliment.
so exciting.
This is so serendipitous.
Right. So we're doing a whole collaboration. It's the Laura Petrie character she played on the Dick Van Dyke Show, as well as Mary Richards on Mary Tyler Moore. And it embodies the spirit of a young, independent, confident Mary Tyler Moore, who we love.
What a fun project for your creative team,
I'm
too,
so
to just
excited.
Encapsulate all of that.
I know, and we had way too much. We had to edit the line down because it needs it needs to be edited. But so exciting. So that's launching the end of September, and I'm really excited about it. We're even doing the beret and the pea coat.
I love this.
And here's the fun part about it was, so I met Mary's husband, Dr. Robert Levine, who was 20 years her junior, and he invited us all out to Mary's home to see her clothing. I mean, it was a dream come true, like you can't believe. And he asked us to take her really nice apparel pieces because he didn't know what to do with them. He was moving, and he said, I don't know what to do with them. I said, we'll find the right home for them. So Annie, our vice president of marketing, and I went out to pick them up. And as we're packing up the last box, he walks up with an envelope. And he said, I can't give this to you for good, but I'm giving it to you for safekeeping. I opened the envelope, and it's the hat that she threw up in the air on the TV show. So we are remaking the hat. We're remaking her pea coat. I know. It's just, it's amazing. Wow. We have the hat. It's unbelievable.
What a good photo shoot prop, too, to have. Like, wow.
And a great keepsake for anyone.
Like it needs to be in a frame.
I know. It will be. I know. A lot of museums would like to have that hat. But I think it's got to be a whole Mary package.
Yeah. Well, speaking of new things, what else is on the horizon for Frances Valentine?
I am so excited. We're going to be a neighbor of yours. We just got a spot in Charleston, right on King Street, and we're opening later this fall.
Oh
so
my gosh.
I'm super excited about it.
What a fun journey for us both. Like at the same time, we're excited to be your neighbor and be on King Street together. I think it's going to be an amazing journey for both of our brands. And what better neighbor we could ask for.
I know. It'll be so great. And I'm psyched to go down to Charleston a lot this fall.
Oh, it's such a good reason for us to go more frequently.
And next spring. My
Yes,
gosh, get away
and
from the
next
New York
spring.
cold.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, what are you most grateful for in this season?
In this season of life, or this season, summer?
Maybe this season in the business.
This season in the business, I'm super excited for our fall collection to hit because we start delivering in August. So I'm super excited about that. Mary Tyler Moore, of course. And then we've got another collection with Blair Edie coming I know she's incredible.
So fabulous.
We've been working on her collection, and that will launch for holiday this year.
Oh, that's
perfect timing.
perfect.
And they're such party-ready outfits. They're so cute.
Sequin jacket last time.
I know.
To die for.
It's great. It's great. It
was amazing.
A lot of fun.
Well, what is something people would be surprised to learn about you?
Oh gosh,
Any
it's a
hidden,
boring thing, but it's kind of funny. I was in debate in high school, so when all my friends were cheerleaders, I was going on debate tournaments on weekends.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Did you ever think about going into law? I know you mentioned
My
it
parents
earlier.
really wanted me to.
Yeah.
And, by the time I got to college, I took a lot of philosophy classes, your first couple of years, but I was really drawn to what Mary had done in her life, and it's why I majored in journalism.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I love that. Well, the word joy is woven into everything we do at Emily McCarthy, and honestly, I think it's woven into everything here too. So I'd love to end here. How has your definition of joy evolved over the years?
I feel like it's been the same, but I just appreciate it more.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the fact that I'm lucky enough to wake up and decide to be happy in the morning. And that I can determine now in my life how things are going to affect me and what I'm going to put to the side and what I'm going to move forward with. And as a younger woman, I feel like everything, I took in everything and I let everything affect me or upset me or whatever. And at this stage of my life, I get to decide which things. And it's wonderful. And I wish I could really impart that wisdom to younger people, but it's a lived experience. You have to experience all of those feelings and those things so that at my age now, you look back and you realize I had to experience those things to be where I am today.
And what a gift to have that, to be able to decide that every day. Well, what do you hope women remember about themselves every time they get dressed in the morning? That they do have that choice?
That they have the choice. By the way, everybody looks good in pink. Everybody. And
they really do. And sometimes they don't think that, and they're scared of pink.
I know. And it's such a beautiful color. But even if wearing color scares you, wear a neutral, wear all black or all navy, and add that dash of color in your shoes. Wear yellow shoes, or a yellow bag,
my love language,
or a red bag, or a green bag. But dress yourself up, because then that piece will become the focal point. And it won't be what you're wearing on your body necessarily. Because a lot of people, they're sort of like, I don't want people to look at me. Have them look at your handbag. Have them look at your shoes and compliment your shoes.
Do you find that with print also?
Yes.
I think some people are scared of print.
They're scared of print, but they
can
need
really
to try
help
them.
You come to life too.
Yeah.
Like you'd be surprised.
You should try it on.
We love
always.
a print or a color convert where they're like scared of it, and then they finally invest in like a piece, and then they're like, wow, all these people like stopped and said like, oh, it just like changes your whole aura. It's just fun.
And you'll be surprised the number of compliments you get.
Yeah.
If you get 10 compliments that day, you're just like,
that's the
oh
day
my
changer.
God, every single one of them
changer.
just boosts you up.
Yes.
It's great.
It's the greatest feeling. Well, thank you for welcoming us to Frances Valentine and for sharing your wisdom, honesty, and perspective. Your story is a beautiful reminder that life is rarely linear, that friendship is one of life's greatest gifts, and that some of the most meaningful experiences and chapters are the ones we have the courage to write after everything changes. So thank you to everyone for listening to the Joy Club podcast. Until next time, keep choosing joy, and cheers, Elyse.
Cheers.